So, to live as Christ. Paul found all meaning in life tied to one person, his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. On the road to Damascus, when he's called, he said, "Who art thou, Lord?" And he says, "I'm Jesus, whom thou persecutest." He was not persecuting Jesus, he was persecuting the Christians. But Jesus was taking it personally. When Satan's fighting you, he's not just fighting you, he's fighting Jesus. Did you know that? We're the apple of his eye. So when somebody's touching me, they're touching my Father. That's powerful. So Paul, he says, "Paul, why are you kicking against the pricks or the goads?" The pricks are actually nowadays, the goads were a little sharp object that they took and kept at the back of the plow. And when the oxen wouldn't move, they would take that little goad or that little point and they would jab it into the back of the feet or the hooves, on the top of the hooves, or either in the hind part, especially down the legs, they would jab it down there to get the oxen moving. And he says, "Why are you kicking?" So sometimes you go to hit it, they would kick against it. Because they didn't want you to stick them, so they kick it back. And that's the way it people right down you're going down there, you're trying to go with the oxen, and the oxen, they won't go anywhere, so you're sticking them in the back of their foot, and they're kicking back up at you. And Jesus says, "I've been doing the same thing to you, Paul, and you've been kicking against it. I've been trying to get you in the right direction. I'm trying to get you to do the right thing. But no, you think you're doing God a favor by killing all these people." So, again, he said, "Why are you kicking against that?" In other words, why are you sticking your feet down and refusing? Because God's got something special in store for you. So his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, all his striving, struggling, and serving was for the glory of another. Wow. I think about it all the time. I try to make sure that what I do is for the glory of Jesus and for the benefit of somebody else. Because when you think about it, I got two people I know, two old men I know. Y'all don't know them, so that's okay. Two old men I know, they're about the same age. One's serving God, and one's not. Both of them are kind of grumpy. Both of them are kind of ill. But the one that's serving Christ, he's all about helping others. He's always pushing out. He's looking out the window. He's still kind of grumpy because he's, I reckon, getting old and he's had some strokes and stuff. But then this guy here, he's not looking out a mirror. He's not looking out a window. He's looking in a mirror. When I see this person, he's always talking about helping somebody else. When I hear this person, he's always talking about helping himself. And I see this thing going on, and the Lord told me one day, I didn't realize, I hadn't even seen it. And one day the Lord spoke to me and said, "I'll put these two men in your life to specifically show you, teach you a very valuable lesson. Are you going to look out of a window or look in the mirror?" And I said, "Lord, they're both miserable." He said, "Yeah, they're both miserable, but this one here is making a difference. This one here is stuck." And I kept looking, and once I saw that, it helped me look past the grumpiness of this one, because I saw him looking out the window. I could look past his grumpiness because I knew he was making a difference in people's lives. Over here, this one's grumpy, and I know he's grumpy because inside of him, he stopped up. He just stopped up. He got all this stuff in him and it's not going out, he just stopped up. So here we go. All his striving, struggling, and service for the glory of another. Self was sacrificed. Not only was it self-sacrificed, it was crucified. Now somebody tell me the difference in the self being sacrificed, or sacrificing, and crucifying. Somebody give me a difference here.
Sacrifice is the individual giving themselves. The crucified is someone else taking it away from you.
That's one way to look at it. Okay. That's good. That's good. All right, somebody else. Anybody else?
One is an offering to God, and the other one is an execution.
Okay. You can look at it this way, because he said, "I'm offering my body a living sacrifice. And I'm crucified with Christ, yet though I live, I crucify myself daily." When I sacrifice, I give out of myself. Listen carefully. When I sacrifice, I give out of myself. When I crucify myself, I die to myself.
Would that be right? I sacrifice my needs to something else.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. So when I sacrifice, I'm giving out. But when I crucify myself, I'm killing me. My desires, my needs, my wants. And you can sacrifice all day long, but if you can crucify yourself, your sacrifice will be more beneficial. Get it? Because my sacrifice, if I haven't crucified myself, my sacrifice may be, okay, I got an extra couple bucks, I'll let them have it. If I've crucified myself, I got $10 in my pocket. I was in good news, but instead, you know what I'm going to... I had a child tell me one time, their daddy done something that really amazed them and just actually blew them away and taught them such a valuable lesson. They were waiting in line with like 4 children. They were waiting in line to get into the movies. Friday night. And a woman in front of him had like, I don't know, 4 or 5 children, and she was frantic, and she just barely made it up to the window. And he told her how much it was, and she reached in her pocket, she couldn't find the money. And she didn't know what happened to it. She said, oh no, what have I done with the money? That's all I had. What did I do with it? And she just couldn't find this money. And she was frantic. And she was getting ready to step out of line. And the guy said he watched his daddy take his money out of his pocket that was going to buy tickets for his kids to watch the movies, and he dropped it on the ground. And he said, ma'am, I think it's right here. Did you just drop that?
That's cool.
And she reached down and said, I don't know. He said, well, maybe you did. And he handed it to her. And she went into the movies. He turned to look at his kids and said, we'll make the next show. And they walked off. And he said, I couldn't be mad at my dad, not after I saw that. Okay, so that was not just sacrificing, that was crucifying self. Okay, there it is. Sacrifice, crucifying self. Okay, going to Pit Detention Center every Thursday, every second Thursday or fifth Thursday, that's a sacrifice. But sometimes I got to crucify myself to go because I got other things I could be doing. Plus, now, yesterday, I took Bethany with me. I went to a chaplain meeting. It was just me and Sister Boone and Chief, yeah, Brother Pollock. It was just us 3, 2 assistants and the chief. But we had to go over some things. And so we went to Greenville, and so that I took 3 hours I didn't have yesterday to go to that meeting. That's crucifying self. And then last week I went and counseled a couple of guys. You know, they bring them to you in chains, and they put them in the interrogation room. You go in there and you counsel with them. You know, they're murderers and rapists. And these guys, you know, and I have to tell you, that's more than sacrifice. I've got to crucify the flesh. Especially sometimes when I hear what they're accused of. And they want to talk to me and want to get relief. And I'm here trying to tell them Jesus has got the answer. And sometimes I want to say, and I got the answer too, bend over. Okay, Benny will know if I you get in there sometimes. I don't want to hear what they've done. Please don't tell me. Don't tell me anything. Just let me minister to you. Because if you tell me, then I get preconceived ideas and blah, 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 blah. There was one young man in there, he looked like a little youngin'. I don't think he even shaved. And I've been ministering to him for years. And finally one day I'm watching the TV on Channel 9, and he's walking up there to be looking for one of his trial dates, and he had killed his pregnant girlfriend and his baby. And the next time I saw him, he said, "What's happening, man?" And I just looked at him and said, "Uh-huh, how you doing, bud? I gotta go." And it took me about 3 or 4 months before I could look at him again. When I see him, I kind of find a way to get away from him.
Well, is that person crazy in the mind?
Oh yeah, he was crazy in his mind, definitely to do something like that. What I was going to say is though, killing his pregnant girlfriend with the baby inside of her, and so he killed double murder. You know, and again, how can you charge him double murder, but you don't charge an abortion clinic doctor with murder? That's our crazy society we live in. Okay, so here we go. Now, I hope I answered that question. Sacrifice and crucify. Okay? One's given, and you can give without really sacrificing. That's what Jesus said when he saw the woman with the 2 mites, the widow with 2 mites. Yeah, we know what he did there. He looked at those 2 mites and he said she gave all she had. She didn't just sacrifice, she crucified herself. He saw all these rich people in here. He said, see all the rich people dropping all this money in here. He goes, they can afford it. Matter of fact, they're not even sacrificing. They're just kind of skipping off top and throwing it in there. He said, see, if you want to really make it with God, you want to really find God's purpose in your life, don't just sacrifice, crucify yourself. So, to die is gain. Paul knew that the end of this temporal, physical life meant the beginning of an eternity living in the presence of Jesus. I love to say it. I say it all the time. I say it just about every funeral. I say it when I'm ministering to people. I say it when I'm at the nursing home ministering to people, at the hospital. And they go, I couldn't stand to watch them take their last breath. And I go, I just want you to know something. So they were Christians. So I want you to remember this. When they exhaled, that last exhale of earth's air, they inhaled heaven's air.
Sometimes I think, and maybe I shouldn't say this, and I just open my mouth, and that's why my son said, Mama, sometimes you need to back up where you open your mouth.
Oh, we all do.
And it just, as you were talking about sacrificing, I must have sacrificed a whole lot.
You did. You did.
And talking about that last breath, that's a blessing.
It is. Because let me tell you something. Watch this. When you exhale, watch this. All that weight, you know what all this weight that we feel on us, you know what it is? It's the effect of sin on our bodies and the effect of sin on the atmosphere.
And I'm here.
I'm backing up. What was that?
You backing up?
Anything.
I thought it was behind me. I thought it was backing up. I must have hit it in reverse, didn't know it.
But God wants y'all to know that I am here.
Yes, you are.
I am here.
That's right.
I am here because the Lord God wants me here.
That's right.
I'm here for as long as He wants me here.
That's
and
right.
I want to good and be good and do what He wants.
That's right. That's good. So when everybody that's ever died and realized they were conscious, here's what everybody says. It's not just one person. It's a multitude of people. They say when they die, and they're pronounced clinically dead. Clinically dead is when your heart stops beating and you stop breathing. Clinically dead. Biologically dead is in 4 to 6 minutes your body starts breaking down, and after that it's kind of hard to bring you back without having brain damage. All right? So biologically or clinically dead, people that have been clinically dead say that they see their body, they raise up, and they see the people working on their bodies. They see the stuff going around them, and they have to realize what's going on, and then they're taken into the presence of a very powerful light. And then they see their loved ones that have gone before them, and they said it's just a wonderful feeling. They feel a relief. They feel no weight whatsoever. When I jumped out of that airplane, and when I jumped out of the airplane, it was the only time in my entire life I felt total weightlessness. Total, absolute weightlessness. And so I said after I got on the ground, I said, I wonder how it's going to feel when sin is taken away after I give my exhale of earth's air and I bring my first. Oh, no, I'm going to be going up anyway. I'll be going down, I'll be going up. Yeah, praise you. That reminds me. The man told his wife, said, honey,